Hi, today we're going to talk about how we can convert Notion form entries into PDF files. So as you can see, I've got a contact form over here which I've created in Notion, and I want to create PDF files on automation for the responses that gets captured onto the Notion database. So I have just quickly filled in two submissions from the Notion form, and you can see under the responses view I've got the two submissions over here. What I want to do is I want to generate PDF files on automation using the two submissions. For this, I will be using a tool known as PDFOutput. This will help me create PDF files on automation. Just head over to PDFOutput and click on Create PDF and just simply continue with your existing Google account which you want to use for this setup. So let me quickly sign in with one of my accounts in this list, and then we will be able to automate the entire solution. So once you sign in, you will be required to add two things, that is the Notion database and the document. Once both the things are added, you can map the properties of the database onto the document and generate the PDF files. So first of all, let me quickly click on Add Notion Database, and this will allow me to add the database over here. So for this, I will simply copy the database title that I already have. So let me copy this entire database title, and then I can simply head back to the additional screen which is popping up over here, and then we can add the database over here to connect the PDF files. So let us wait for a few seconds as it is going to load everything. Click on next. You have two options. Either you can go with the default template. So if you click on this, it will automatically create a copy of a Notion database on your workspace, which is ideal for testing purpose. But in this case, I'm going to add a new database. So click on select pages, again click on select pages, and whatever you have copied over here, just simply enter the database title inside this search pages section. You will be able to see the contact form come up over here. Click on this and now it gets added. And if you click on this private drop down, you will be able to see all the things that have been added over here. Okay. So when you're adding the database, always copy the database title and put it inside the search pages. Do not use these pages that you see at the bottom. This will take time to load the database and your experience may not be smooth. So always copy the title and put it inside the search pages to add any database. Alongside this, I also want to highlight, if you have any relational and roller properties added in the database, you always need to add all the relational databases as well. Okay, so let's say my contact form database is connected to multiple other databases which I'm using. So I need to add all the relational databases as well as the main database which I'm using over here. If you're not adding any relational databases, the relation and roller properties will not be visible in the PDF file and your output may not have those values presented. Okay, so always add the main database as well as any relational databases which we are using. So now click on allow access, and this will give access to the database which we have just added over here to the contact form. Let us wait for a few seconds as it is going to load everything. If it is not appearing over here, simply refresh once. The contact form database will appear next time and you can start generating the PDF files. So let us wait for a few seconds as it is still reloading all the values. And let me try it once more. Sometimes it takes a while to load the database, and you can certainly get the database if you reload it properly. Okay, so you can see the contact form has now come up. If you scroll down, you will be able to see all the properties that is already added in the contact form visible over here one by one, which we can use to create the PDF files. Okay, so you can use this to map all the values onto the document and then the file can be generated. So now click on add Google document. You have two options. Either you can choose an existing document which is on your drive. So if you click on this option, it will allow you to enter a new document which is already there in your drive. Since we do not have it, what I will do is I will click on add demo document, and this will create a demo document using the database values which we already have at the bottom. Okay, so this is the document which it has created. Let me rename this to something like contact template, and then we can use this to create the PDF files. Okay, so it is still loading the document for us and we can simply rename this. So let us wait. So let's rename this to like contact template, and I can simply remove this part which I do not need, as well as I don't need this placeholders text. So now you can see it is showing me all the values over here inside double curly braces, like email, first name, last name, everything that you have in this particular database is already created as placeholders over here. Okay, so if you want to still map more values, so let's say I want to add last name, for example, I'll click on copy. It will copy the last name value. I can go anywhere on the document and I can simply use Control V or Command V. This will paste the values onto the document. Okay, Similarly, if I want to have, let's say, first name, I can click on copy and I can put it anywhere by using Control V or Command V to paste the values. So this helps you create live mapping on the document, but since we already have all the mappings intact, so this will simply fetch all the property values one by one and it will replace the values onto the document and the PDF files will be processed. One more thing is that the PDF file name you can assign from here. So I want to name the PDF file as per the first name. So all the PDF files created will be delivered as per the first name column that you see over here. Okay. Once this is done, one final check which you can do is if you scroll right to the database, you will see it has two additional columns, generate PDF and PDF file. If any record is marked as ready to generate, the PDF files will be processed for those records and the PDF will be created right inside this particular column. Okay. So make sure you mark the records as ready to generate to create the PDF files right over here. So now everything is set for me. I will click on download PDF and now it will start processing the PDF files for me. Okay. So as soon as it starts processing, you will be able to see the PDF file populate over here. It also downloads the PDF file onto the downloads folder, but it has created the file right inside the database. So if you click on this, it will automatically open up the file for your use case. Okay. So you can see it has mapped all the values from the database and it has given us the output as we needed. Okay. It has also generated the second file. So let us open up both the files side by side and you can see both the files have been mapped from the database and the files have been created. This is how easy and simple it is to use PDF output. But the best part is once everything is set up correctly, you can simply click on this setup Notion automation. Once you click on this, the automation is set up forever, and now when you are going to add any new records in the database, you simply need to map it to ready to generate and the file will automatically be created and processed over here. You do not need to go back to PDF output and manually set up anything ever again. All you need to do is once you click on setup Notion automation, you simply need to add more records and put the record as ready to generate and the file will be created right over here. This is how easy and hands-free it is to use this tool and it works forever. Okay. So that is the beauty of using the tool. So whenever a user submits any response from here, you can simply click on setup Notion automation after you set up everything and then you can simply mark the records as ready to generate. It will automatically create the PDF files for you right over here. I hope the entire explanation was helpful to you. If you have still questions left, use this chat bubble at the bottom and send me a message with your queries. I'll be able to take up the issues on that. If you still have questions, just use the contact section at the bottom of the screen. In the home page, you will be able to send me any messages through this contact window and I will be able to take up any issues on this. You even have a free demo option available. Just use this to avail any free demo you want to have and I'll be happy to take up any issues on that as well. Okay. Just to show you, a file has just been processed which